Well, here's a bizarre story told about a man, by a man, that he was like a Reformed Jew, but he became a religious. This is a story, maybe, who knows, 100 years ago, how long ago. There was a big Reformed Jew, and his name was Louis Jacobs. He was a big genius, and especially was a genius in Midrash. He knew Torah very, very well. It was a big, but he wasn't a religious Jew. He wasn't a religious Jew, but he was he knew the laws and he knew the Torah and he knew everything. So he has, I understand this was in Pittsburgh or someplace. So he I guess he was a rabbi in this Reform synagogue, whatever it was, maybe it was conservative. And he was walking home with one of his congregants, and the congregant is telling the story. So he walked home. He invited this Jacobs invited him to his house to for a Shabbat meal. There was a Shabbat meal, and they lived on the third floor, and there was an elevator. There was an elevator, and he asked him, this Jacobs was asked by his guest, "Tell me, Rabbi, is it permissible to take a elevator on Shabbat?" And he said, "No, it's not permissible. According to Torah law, it's not permissible." So they were waiting for this, and so they started taking the stairs. They took the stairs, and this man was taking the stairs, and he was thinking, he's speaking, he was asking something, he was saying some idea that he had, and finally they got up to the third floor, and he turned and he realized that all the time he had been talking to himself. That this Mr. Jacobs, I hesitate to call him rabbi, this Jacobs, he wasn't there. So he thought he'd go downstairs. Maybe he fell down or something. All of a sudden, the elevator came up to his floor where he was. Before he could go down to the stairs, he yelled down, "Hello, Rabbi Jacobs, hello." And came out of the elevator, this Louis Jacobs. So he said, "Rabbi, you told me that it was forbidden to take the, I asked you downstairs, you said it was forbidden to take the elevator." And he said, "Yeah, that's right." So why did you take it? He said, "Because I didn't ask. You asked. I didn't have any questions, right? You asked." In other words, if you ask a question, then the answer is that it's forbidden, right? But if you don't ask the question, and say, ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies, right? And here's, ask me no questions, I'll tell you no truth. So he said, this man said, "I heard that. I couldn't believe it." Said the man himself told me what the law was, and he himself didn't take it to heart. So from that, he realized that there's something very wrong over here, and he decided to become a religious Jew. So it should be to us. It's a story that I don't think it's a Lashon Hora story, because I'm sure that Rabbi Jacobs would be proud of the fact that he was such a free thinker and that he could, decide himself what he wanted to do with the Torah, take it or leave it. Like they say, the Torah is for me, I'm not for the Torah. But we should take it also as a lesson, that's what we learned in Torah, or that you can understand God, but that gives a big place to doing what you want to, because you don't understand yourself, you feel yourself. And until you feel God, or at least believe that there is such a thing as a person that feels God and that it's true, then you're always on sort of shaky ground. So we have to take it to our heart as much as possible. And that ideal is the idea of Chassidut, to take the ideas that we learn and take them to our heart, to really realize the truth that Hashem really creates us and loves us. Have a good day with Mashiach Now. Thank you.